welcome back to my channel. I'm El Formosa. This is my second YouTube video, so bear with me. My first video was just a little introduction, and today I've decided to come with something a little deeper. A few weeks ago on my Instagram, about 6 or 7 weeks ago, I posted something on there about overthinking. It was a quote from a book I was reading. The book was Ego is the Enemy, and the quote was by someone called Adam Watts, and the quote simply said, "A person who thinks all the time has nothing to think about except thoughts. So he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions." So I posted that quote with a little caption underneath, and actually got a lot of love, and quite a few people commented and said that they had experienced overthinking or they are an overthinker. So I thought I would do a little video on it. I will also link the post in the description so you can have a look at it. So overthinking, some people are able to do it really easily, like a skill, I guess, and some people it doesn't come to them so easy. So what is overthinking? So overthinking is conjuring up potential problems that may or may not happen in relation to a certain situation. It's creating imaginary scenarios in your head from real life situations, overcomplicating things with your thoughts based on your traumas or personal experiences, in a nutshell. And it happens really, really easily. Probably, I would say, I'm an overthinker, so maybe that's why I think it happens really easily. I think there's a fine line between thinking about a situation and overthinking about a situation. One thought can spiral into two thoughts, which can spiral into three, and it can just go on and on and on before you find that you've overthought the situation. Thinking too much about a situation causes overthinking as well. So if you're ruminating on something, something is really bothering you, and you can't stop thinking about it, that can then go into the boundary of overthinking. Worrying about a situation as well. So something that is extremely either triggering to you, or the unknown, something where you don't know what's going to happen and you worry about it too much, that can become overthinking. And there are loads of consequences as a result of overthinking. Some of them are anxiety. You can become really anxious with your thoughts. Fear of the situation, fear of what might happen. It can roll over into fear of different things in life because you're regularly overthinking. It can also cause mental exhaustion, and that can manifest as physical exhaustion. Think about it, your brain's been going 10 to the dozen over and over throughout the day, and you become mentally exhausted, therefore you become tired physically. It's been known that people who are mentally exhausted actually need to lie down and take a nap, like their brain has literally been doing too much. That can be as a result of anxiety as well. It takes your focus away from things, so lack of focus on things that you need to be focused on. So you could be at work doing something, but you're so busy ruminating and overthinking over this situation that you're not focused on what you need to be. So misplaced focus. Depression is a big one as well. Overthinking, and especially if they're thoughts which are quite negative or quite harsh, can cause a depressive mood, which can also cause exhaustion as well. Detachment from reality is something that someone may not know. You're so involved in the overthinking that the scenarios that you've created in your head, that you're not mindful about what you're doing. So you're not in the present, you're completely somewhere else. It's like a well of intrusive thoughts that seem like reality, but in actual fact they are literally illusions in your head that you've created from overthinking. I hope that makes sense. There are some kind of remedies and tips that I have with regards to overthinking. I think the biggest one has to be awareness. Like, you have to be aware that you're overthinking, which is quite difficult to do. But if you've thought about a situation too much, or you're talking about a situation too much, or you've thought about it through and through, round and round in circles, that's becoming aware. it's also a good idea not to feed into the thoughts that you're having. So, you know, imagine a fire. You've got 5 pieces of wood on the fire, and the fire's about to go out, but then you go and grab 6 more pieces of wood and you start putting them on one by one. If you don't put those pieces of wood on the fire will eventually go out. So it's not feeding into it. It's not causing it to rile up again. That can be quite a difficult one. It's also a good idea to become an observer of your thoughts. So being an observer of your thoughts allows you to not get sucked into them, to not become part of the illusion, to not continue the scenario, to continue the, you know, what you're thinking up in your head of what might happen. So simply noticing that you're overthinking, telling yourself you're overthinking, labeling your thoughts as, you know, different emotions that you're feeling. So you become an outsider, so to speak. So like you're standing somewhere and, you know, cars are just rolling past you, and rather than visualizing that you're in the car, you're calling out the colors of the car, something like that. The aim overall is not to get consumed by your thoughts, because that's how the overthinking kind of manifests, kind of, you know, creates the anxiety and the fear and the whatnot that goes on. So just to recap, tips for counteracting overthinking. Number 1, awareness, being aware of your thoughts. Number 2, not feeding into the thoughts. Number 3, becoming an observer to your thoughts. And number 4, aiming to not be consumed by your thoughts. I hope this video has been somewhat helpful to someone. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment box down Please leave them in the comment box down below, and I will endeavour to respond. Or you can hit me up on Instagram, and that's at @lformosa, which I will leave in the description bar. Yeah, that's it for now. And I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.